All photos are black and white historic photos unless otherwise stated. National Park Service logo, Mount Rushmore National Memorial. Experience your America. Clouds over Memorial. Text reads, frequently asked questions. Park Ranger Ed Menard answers some of the most frequently asked questions about Mount Rushmore. Ranger with trees.
Hi, my name's Ed Menard, Interp Ranger here at Mount Rushmore. I've been here for about 13 years.
Text, how did Mount Rushmore get its name?
How did Mount Rushmore get its name? Well, back in the 1880s, there's a lot of mining going on in the area.
Photo, nearby
gold,
mining
nickel,
operation.
and silver. And now there's a tin discovery. The Harney Peak Tin Mining Company, based in New York City, about 2,000 miles away from Dakota Territory. They bought a lot of mines out here, sight unseen. So in 1884, 1885, they sent a young attorney out here to check the titles.
Portrait Rushmore.
Well, it's Charles Rushmore. This is the young attorney. He comes out here from New York City, lands here in Rapid City, comes over to Keystone, doesn't know where to go. So he hitches up with an old miner named Bill Chalice. They team up, they teach Rushmore how to ride a horse.
Photo mountain before
And
carving.
sure enough, there's an old horse trail by the base of the mountain during the days. Rushmore goes by there. One day he says to Bill, "Hey Bill, what's the name of that mountain?" And Bill replies, "We'll name it Rushmore after you."
Text, who was a sculptor?
Who was a sculptor? Gutzon Borglum, an artist by trade. For over 20 years, he was a painter.
Photo, Borglum with
He
model.
got his big start in mountain carving down at Stone Mountain outside of Atlanta, Georgia.
Photo, early model
Carving
of
a
Stone
bust
Mountain.
of Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, Jefferson Davis. Make the long story short, things didn't work out down there at Stone Mountain. He more or less come up here with an invitation from Doane Robinson, state historian. And at first they wanted to carve Western heroes. That didn't pan out. Borglum changes it to president. So you see, he did a pretty good job.
Photo, Borglum and early Rushmore model. Text, how long did carving last and how much did it cost?
Okay, well, Borglum found the mountain, 1925. He got permission to carve.
Photo, the first ascent to Mount
October
Rushmore.
4th, 1927, carving starts on the mountain. It's going to last for 14 years.
Photo carving.
It's going to end October 31st, 1941. 14 years, and the total cost was $989,992.32. What a deal.
Rushmore, black and white fades to color. Text, how many people died while carving?
How many people died? A number one question we're always asked, and the answer is there were no deaths carving Mount Rushmore.
Photo, Borglum and son.
Borglum and his son Lincoln, they were real sticklers on safety.
Photo, Borglum and
Check
bosun's
the
chair.
harness and bosun chairs before they were being used, and you can't beat that record. 0 deaths out of this hard work.
Close-up belt, bosun's chair. Text, were there any accidents or close calls while carving?
Close calls. There were 2 close calls. One was a dynamite accident. They set the dynamite charges for a 4 o'clock afternoon blast.
Photos, men with
And
dynamite.
sure enough, you can't predict weather out here at Mount Rushmore, and there was a lightning strike near the mountain. Set off every stick of dynamite up there. Earl Reynolds is in his chair. He gets blown away from the mountain, comes slamming back into it. He suffered a few injuries. He lost a hearing in one of his ears for a while. And then the other accident was the tram car.
Photos, tram.
One day, 5 guys get in the tram car. They're on their way up. They just got by the side of Lincoln's nose, and the big set screw came loose in the wheel. The tram starts coming down faster, faster, and faster. Gus Schramm, the big guy in the cart, says, "Don't panic. I can handle it." Put on the emergency brake, and he breaks the handle off. So now the cart's coming down full speed. It's Hap Anderson. He's the one that said, "I'm going to jump out of this cart and land on the roof of the compressor house." Well, everything's happening all at once. He jumps, he misses the roof, he lands in the rocks below, suffered a broken arm, broken shoulder, a couple broken ribs, and that was the worst accident at Mount Rushmore.
Text, how did the workers get to the top?
How the workers get to the top? Well, if you were a worker from 1927 to 1936, you were walking up over 700 stairs to get to the top of the work by 7:30 in the morning.
Photo, stairs.
Come 1936, though, he upgraded the tram card. Now,
Photo man
you had
in
your
wooden
choice. Come to work, you get a free ride up in the morning, walk down at night, but a lot of the workers did not trust the tram car. They said, "We've been walking for 9 years, we're going to continue to walk."
Text, are there any workers still alive, 2017?
Workers still alive? There's one worker still alive, Nick Clifford. He started when he was 17 years old, was a baseball pitcher
Photo, Clifford
and a
in
right
baseball
fielder.
uniform.
He's the only one left alive, and he's 95 years old. And boy, his mind is still very clear. You show him a picture, he'll tell you exactly who that guy is.
Text, is carving finished? Will there be any more additions?
The carving finished. Well, you know, when Borglum found the mountain, he thought sure there'd be room for 4 people up there. And the mountain's really not finished. If you look at the left side of Lincoln's face, there's no ear up there.
Lincoln without
You
ear.
have to say what caused the structure to be completed. Called completed was World War II started. Beginning in 1941, Congress took away all the funding. There wasn't going to be any more funding. The sculptor Borglum died March 6, 1941.
Photo, Lincoln, Borglum,
His
and
son
bosun's
Lincoln carried on, worked it through the summer, All the money was gone, and October 31st, 1941, Lincoln Borglum declared Mount Rushmore completed.
Memorial and clouds.
As far as adding anybody else, there's always some question come up. Favorite president, Reagan, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Wilson, people like that. The fact is there's no more carvable rock left on the mountain, and the whole thing was only for 150 years of American history.
Text, what is the Hall of Records?
The Hall of Records, it's a dream Borglum had. He started down at Stone Mountain because he thought when he carves the Confederacy monument down there at Stone Mountain, he did that as a purpose because people might forget that part of our American history.
Highlighting room behind
He wanted to
heads.
make sure people don't forget what these four guys represent up there, so he wanted to carve the Hall of Records. He wanted to be an 80-foot by 100-foot room, big dome ceiling,
Photo carving.
2 floors, big dreamer, no money. He didn't get permission from Congress. He thought he could sneak it in. He started carving in July 1938. He goes back about 70 feet. By July 1939, more or less, he got caught. He spent $16,000 of money that's supposed to be used on the heads, and Congress more or less told him, knock it off, Borglum, and that was the end of the Hall of Records. But then the fundraising the society did, Mount Rushmore Society, all the redevelopment, no taxpayer money was involved.
Present day
They
rectangular
got permission
hall.
from some of the donors to take some money, clean out the Hall of Records, and they went in about 4 feet in, 4 feet down. They drilled a hole in the granite floor, put a titanium vault down in the ground.
People placing
Inside the
panels and
titanium vault is a teakwood box because titanium and teak would never corrode. Then you had 16 porcelain panels, and they engraved the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, Gettysburg Address, Bill of Rights, panels about Borglum, panels about the history of the United States, panels about the presidents, put all 16 of them in there, sealed it up, and a big 1,200-pound capstone sits
seal.
on top. Big time capsule, never to be opened.
Clouds and Memorial time lapse. Royalty-free music, Perspectives, Kevin McLeod, INCOMPETECH.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license.